Hi, my name is Mackenzie, and fun fact about me, I have a family.
Here on Earth.
This is my sister. My mom. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Mackenzie's sister.
I'm Mackenzie's mom.
Confirm or deny that I hate Mormon people?
Well, you like us.
It depends on the day.
Denied. I do not dislike Mormon people. All right.
Obligatory.
Today I wanted to have us react to some. Today I wanted to have us react to some older Mormon content. Sorry, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints content. How do you guys feel if I say the word Mormon? Will you be offended?
Not offended.
Okay, great. So this first video is an older missionary training video.
We're not even Mormon.
I did not have these videos. I started a mission in 1988. We did not.
I started a mission in 2013. Yeah, this was not around.
As a missionary, practice.
I probably could have used this.
They have more impact on your work than you realize.
She looks like she's doing like glamour videos we had that teach you your colors.
Your
winter, spring. That's what she looks like because she's wearing her colors. She's a winner.
Yeah.
She's a winner.
Editor in Boston once wrote, "One knows the
very nature of both man and woman by their actions at the table.
No member has that kind of
One
class.
suddenly sees their
Okay, I served in Oklahoma. We were lucky if we had a napkin.
They
Holy
have 3
cow.
plates and a bowl stacked on top.
be a little strong, but the point is well taken. Table manners are important. Good manners show concern for others and sensitivity to people around you. Consider this experience.
We once had ice cream sundaes and the member had the Hershey syrup bottle and I licked the top of it and they're like, did you just lick the bottle?
Were they upset?
Maybe with my finger. I want to say it was my finger, but it maybe wasn't. Go ahead. I maybe could have used this.
This is why they made the videos.
I'm concerned for her well-being.
Was that not hip?
In '94, no.
It looks like an old British judge or something.
Or a neck brace, like she's
It looks like if you pull it off her head, it would fall off.
Yeah, she needs the extra support.
In their desire to hear the gospel, but during the entire meal, the 2 elders ate with their mouths open and talked with their mouths full.
In fact, one even ate his baked potato by spearing it and lifting the whole thing to his mouth.
Unfortunately, after the elders left that evening, the non-members said they were not interested in hearing the gospel from the missionaries.
The comment was,
If those 2 young men are not smart enough to know about basic manners, then why should we think they're smart enough to know about things of eternity?
Agreed.
Oh my gosh. We can't feel the spirit if you have food in your mouth.
And can prevent us from gaining the approval and trust of members and investigators. Let's review some
I don't hate her
guidelines which
outfit.
will help us improve our table manners and social skills. First, don't be late for dinner appointments. But if you must be delayed, be sure to call.
Oh no, we would just show up at people's houses around dinner time.
No
if we
way.
didn't have a appointment. Oh yeah. Hey, oh, we're just sitting here. You are?
others as well.
Like I said, you're the reason they made this, rude ass.
So we couldn't do that, but you didn't have phones. I served in Canada, where people actually do have manners.
We just shoot up.
Food is pushed onto the back of the fork with the knife before lifting the fork to the mouth. An American style, where you cut the food in the left hand, but before eating, you lay the knife down and
That is the stupidest thing I've ever learned about. I know you're supposed to do that. They don't do that in Oklahoma, I promise you.
But it's best to try to adapt to the style which is used most frequently in your area.
Those missionaries are definitely depressed.
When you approach the table, pause for a moment and tell you where to sit.
Or if you aren't given directions, simply ask.
He looks like that meme when
It's
she's
not
sitting
bad
on
to
the bed.
ask where to sit.
What are my lines?
Napkin until the blessing is said. Then place your napkin on your lap, opening it entirely if it's lunch size, or leaving it half folded the long way if it's a large dinner
I
size.
probably didn't learn to eat with the
Phone
napkin on
placed
my lap
closest to the
until
waist.
much later in life.
I've never done that
Host or
once.
hostess has begun.
Maybe
I do it
if
at
I was at Olive
restaurants. I don't do
Garden.
it at
I want to watch a
home.
Sister Missionaries one. Manners for Missionaries. Appearance and social skills. You know this is going to be good.
Have you ever wondered how you appear in the eyes of others?
Yes.
No.
What do they see? How much more receptive might people be?
Jesus said, take no thought.
You present yourself in the best possible manner. The purpose of this video is to help you improve your effectiveness visually and socially.
When my husband was a mission president,
We had sisters serving in our mission who seemed to have no concern for her physical appearance.
In fact, because of her lack of grooming, no one wanted to be her companion.
But when I talked to her about the importance of cleanliness and appearance,
on my mission.
I was
Surprised to hear her say, "I'm here to teach the gospel of Jesus Christ, not to be in a fashion show." Obviously, this sister didn't understand that being our best self.
Obviously, the sister isn't read the same scriptures I am.
I don't want to live with a stinky
conduct and those related
I
to
didn't have
dress
that
and
problem
grooming
ever. I didn't have
are the
anybody
result
shower.
of
What this is implying, though, is it goes past
consideration by church
stench,
leaders.
and that she looked
As we review some of these
unkept.
guidelines,
Be open-minded and ask yourself if any of these reminders apply to you. A basic self-check is to ask yourself, does my clothing reflect the dignity of my calling?
No.
do I have a professional look?
How about this lady? Let's talk about
Sweater.
that.
For elders, dark colors in suits and pants are appropriate. Sisters should wear conservative, subdued colors of low intensity, not too bright.
They kind of slay. That I like their
I have that outfit on my husband.
I had to wear knee highs. We couldn't have bare feet. I wore knee-high nylons.
Bare feet or bare
And
skin?
don't wear
Bare
hot
skin.
bottom
We can have bare
socks.
skin.
For sisters, anklets are not to be worn.
Yeah, no.
Also
ugly.
avoid
Patterned or bright-colored hosiery. Sisters, be careful.
I have those
dresses and
shoes.
skirts are not too long,
I found them at the thrift store. They look just like that, but they're pink and velvet and they're Steve
but not
Madden.
longer than
Okay,
mid-calf.
I want to talk about the covering your knees.
and not too short.
So I heard that a mission president complained once when he's looking down, he could see up the sister skirts. How does that work angle-wise when you're at the pulpit? How do you see up someone's skirt if you're looking
I guess
down
if
on
they
them?
were in the front row.
I've never been able to
If
see
you don't
up
know how
anybody's
to
skirts, and I'm
sit.
always looking.
But if you were...
I'm sitting like this in Sacramento.
My wife and I practice all positions, and I could not for the life of me see up her dress because I can't see her ankles and she's wearing that dress. I don't know. I really don't know how that works. See, I love my
Comfy
mission. I
shoes,
thought I looked so cute on my
knee-high.
mission.
Yeah,
You did because I took
knee-high
all your clothes after you were done.
nylon.
I might.
Mom made me get rid of some clothes when I come home because she said they didn't show off my figure.
That sounds like nothing I would say. And also, yes.
Mom is a slut shamer.
Also, be careful of wearing styles that are too casual.
Caution! Denim!
Too trendy.
I'm surprised when she said she was spreading the gospel when
trendy?
she was wearing
What
denim.
was trendy about...
Frilly or too overdone.
Oh my gosh!
Keep accessories simple. No dangly earrings or fat items, such as large hair bows. Elders wear ties of medium width and of conservative patterns and colors.
Nobody cares anymore about any of this.
You know, I totally understand the principle. They don't want their clothing to take away from the message
Right.
and what they're doing. Totally makes sense, and I agree with that. But I feel like people are too sensitive about what they're wearing, and it doesn't
And you
take
know
away.
what I did? I
as
took
much as
out
they
a
think.
bunch, like formal, like silk blouses and suits. I sent a ton of that back home because even in the 80s, my companions wearing t-shirts and like chambray skirt. And so
What
I wore
chambray?
Chambray.
Isn't that a ballet move?
like cotton pot de beret skirt.
Tombe pas de beret. I remember that from jazz.
Sachet, chate. So I switched to t-shirts, cotton shirts, and skirts.
A final word on wardrobe. Be cautious about thrift shopping. Sometimes the lowest prices might mean the lowest quality too. Low quality items do not always launder or fit as well as they should. Shop for the best value, not necessarily the best price.
What if you're poor?
Of your wardrobe items.
God hates
Don't
you.
hesitate to check with your mission president.
Well, no, that's a given.
As we review standards of appearance, we should also reflect on our own personal habits of hygiene.
See, I would wear that
That's
blouse.
really cute.
Do my hair and nails reflect cleanliness and grooming? Does my haircut conform with a businessman's appearance?
A businessman.
What?
Sunscreen each day to
What are you selling?
prevent your illness.
Good sunscreens which do not cause acne are now available.
Which does not cause
How
acne.
dare you?
Avoid
dare
the
you
acne
have
causing
acne.
sunscreen. I don't remember once putting on sunscreen until I was a full-grown adult.
If you have bad skin, stay home.
What they didn't teach me is about chiggers in Oklahoma, and I walked on the grass and my ankles looked like raw meat. They got eaten so bad.
Does my breath smell fresh and unoffensive?
Mine never does.
An additional checklist for sisters might include these questions. Is my hosiery free from runs?
I've never
Are
had a
shoes in good
hosiery.
repair?
Is my purse clean and uncluttered? Elders, you might ask, Are my shirts pressed?
Okay, who's pressing his shirt?
And clothing
The woman.
mended and laundered
The woman.
regularly.
Says, are my shirts pressed? And it showed a woman holding the men's shirt with a
You tell him.
missionary. Who's pressing his shirt?
Who?
I still
Excuse me.
iron Jared's shirts though,
Oh,
so what am I
we're getting
saying?
to something.
If you have concerns about care of clothing, such as mending, pressing, or laundry,
Ask your mom.
Ask for help from your mission
Oh
president.
God. Oh.
Or
refer to the video, Care of Clothing. Now that we have briefly addressed proper wardrobe and grooming, let's consider another very important area, visual and social poise. Visual poise means how we actually appear to others. It starts with good posture and an alert.
They hired 40-year-olds to play
They
missionaries.
look so
posture means
old.
stomach muscles in, back and shoulders straight, and head up.
Come on, guys.
Posture not only makes us appear confident, but feel confident as well. A sincere smile, eye contact, and a firm handshake communicate that we care. Handshake should be a straight,
Straight-handed
We
clasp.
care.
What are they about to show us?
too firm, like this. Not this.
Or this.
Sometimes when we get nervous, we tend to display nervous habits which can distract from our message.
Oh, frick off.
my
We may not
gosh!
even be aware we are doing them. Evaluate your
You guys seen that meme? If you have mental illness, fix that.
Remember to drink water. If you're mentally ill, fix that.
That's what that just was. She said, don't bounce your leg. That's anxiety.
It's unconscious.
It's called a tip.
It's I only do it when I'm unconscious, so it shouldn't be a problem. You completely have to change your identity in order to serve in 1994.
Food for thought.
Don't turn that into an X-Men thing.
Don't you dare use this for your YouTube channel. I want to know what levels of approval this had to go through.
Probably up to the prophet.
Self-conscious.
No, the
about
prophet wasn't
everything.
seeing these.
That's weird then.
evaluate yourself for any such habits and ask your companion to let you know if he or she
Oh, Cassie
notices
would be
nervous
sitting there
habits.
with
Which can be
her
corrected.
split ends.
No wonder I didn't have any baptisms in my mission.
Thank you notes take so little time and mean so much. Always write thank you notes to the doctors who attend you.
What?
What?
Right, thank you notes to the doctors that attend
you?
I don't think that's bad
Unless
practice.
it's free health care, no.
Thank you for
That
the-
is-
Thank you for letting me pay you
Extremely
$3,000 to fix my leg.
Thank you for the freezing cold speculum. Who's ever written a thank you note to their doctor?
I guess it depends on what services your doctor provides.
Yourself, all you really need to say is, "Hello, I'm Sister Brown, and you are?" Then you might engage in a short conversation by asking a question or two.
And don't
If they're
forget
not
the
too
rules of
distracted by your
introduction.
split ends.
Introduce
Women to men. Sister Jones, this is Brother Smith. Introduce an older woman or man to a younger one.
Sister Jones, I'd like you to meet Sally Brown.
Listen carefully when you meet a person. If you should forget a name, simply say, "I'm sorry, I forgot."
Sorry, I'm a moron.
doggies!
Missionaries deals with animals and family pets.
He's like, you have to deal with
What has he seen?
Frightening.
That's a human in a dog suit.
While different opinions exist about what to actually do, ranging from speaking in friendly tones to the dog, to saying no in a very low, firm, and
Authoritarian boy.
Those are also apply to dating rules.
There are levels in which you can engage that are inappropriate. So say I come over to your house, you have a pet, and I say, "Oh, Mrs. Smith, your dog is sleeping. Can I go say hello?" I go to measure knuckles. I don't measure knuckles.
The thing not to do is to run.
Under no circumstances should you kick at the animal.
Stand still and assume an extremely confident, in-control air. Often this will disarm
If he has rabies, you allow him to eat you alive and live your life up for the Lord.
A story about my son, a former missionary from Oregon, was invited back into a family's home after a year of them not even wanting anything to do with the missionaries because a former missionary had kicked their dog and had said, "If it comes near me again, I'll kick it again." And of course, you know, that's not to be done in the mission field. It's hard to believe it was.
Or in normal life.
In your own time, do what you want to your friend's pets. Trixie, what's our baby?
It's kind of lip roller.
Modesty and dignity.
Shut up.
Is this just the clip from
Visual-
Chris's
I
Diaries?
hope not.
Visual poise.
sisters in the gospel. We should maintain a feminine dignity, no matter where we are or what we're doing.
Yes.
Check yourself in the mirror.
Somebody's saying.
Be sure to let your fingertips show.
Otherwise,
Your arms will pull you into a slump.
Oh, my lanta. That's why I have a slouch.
When sitting, practice the following technique. It'll help you look more refined and ladylike. As you approach a chair, turn on the balls of your feet and back up.
You have to ask the chair for consent to sit on it.
Keeping your back straight, lower yourself to the edge of the chair, then slide back into it. When arising, let your knees do the work, sliding you to the edge and back up in one motion.
You could do that. Your knees are bionic. You could do this all day.
it's most attractive to keep your hands together.
That wasn't ladylike, Mom.
Or with fingers interlocked in front of you or off to the side, whichever is most natural for you.
None are natural.
The most important thing to do is keep your knees together. One mission president had to make the front row at meetings off limits to sisters because they couldn't sit modestly.
Don't let that be said as me.
Keep knees together with your skirt close to your legs. Your feet can be parallel in front of you, or at an angle, or in a model stance with
Can I sit like this, Sister Jansen?
How am I supposed to show off my hip mobility if I keep my knees together?
at the knees, but at the calves.
Oh, don't cross them at the knees, but at the calves.
Have you seen Princess Diaries?
When sitting, use good posture. Don't use armrests. You tend to either slump or grab on.
Yep.
And how about bending over? Never bend from the waist for two good reasons. Your front and...
No, that's just the bend and snap.
Rather, lower your body to a sitting position and back up again, keeping the spine as straight as possible. When kneeling to pray, use the same principle. Lower yourself as in bending, then with your knees together, let one come down first. When getting
Or you can't lay yourself across the ottoman like
What's wrong with
you do.
praying like this?
If a chair is close by, use it to help you get up.
I can't not.
If you can't, stay there forever.
Stay down.
To those of sitting, back up to the seat, then keeping your knees together, sit on the edge of the seat.
Now, keeping your
Hi, Barbie.
When getting out, stretch one leg out first, knees together, then gently.
That's how every hot stepmom gets out of the car in movies.
It means using soft, gentle tones. And
Back then.
loud laughter and boisterous action.
No loud laughter.
as sister missionaries, you can set the tone of modesty and graciousness for the entire mission. As you continue to be sensitive to those around you,
I want to die.
and to your own habits of visual poise, you can become even more effective in your missionary efforts.
What did we learn, sisters?
It's the start of a video of somebody making a massive salad, and she said, "Forget everything you know," and someone just stitches it as if they're watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Forget everything you know.
That's what I feel like. It's like everything you've done, everything you've learned naturally, and you have to leave your personality and all your characteristics at the door.
That is so funny.
Hi, dinner.
Hi, dinner.
Hey Brianna, what was that math assignment? Hello?
Hi, honey. What are you doing?
Doing homework with my friends.
I thought that was his wife. That's his daughter.
Daughter, it's okay.
Hi? That's all?
Yep.
Dad, that's so cool.
Dad called to say hi to me?
Coolness runs in our family.
He knows I'm alive. He's acknowledged me.
What good timing. I was just telling my friends how uncool you are.
The garage for me.
Really?
Family.
I'll see you tonight, Dad.
Isn't it about time?
I love you.
I love you too, Dad.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, if Dad did that, I would think he wanted something.
Dad was busy working. Forgot he had a family.
Hey, Dad, when are we gonna go camping again?
We will sometime, but not now. I'm busy.
Surprise, surprise. I know, but you always say that.
We will sometime, just not now.
Well, at least come to the camper and see what I'm doing. I'm almost finished.
Just a minute.
Dad, come on, please. Dad, come on.
Oh, Dad's like, what am I doing? Am I walking in the bathroom?
And he's wearing a
I'm
black
camper. What?
Sure glad you can make it, Dad.
Give them everything.
You know you have a choice.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how angry would Dad be if he did?
No, he's pissed and you could tell because he didn't say a word.
We would not speak to him for like 2 days straight because he'd be so angry.
Yeah.
Dad, you've been working so hard being a man.
Hey, Mom. Why don't we all go rollerblading tonight?
Not tonight, honey.
Tag yourself, I'm the plaid curtains.
Mom, spending time with me now means having a better chance of being close to me when I'm a teenager. And I become a roller coaster of emotions. How are you going to deal with that?
I would have the dumbest
slapped you
I've
guys
ever heard in my
No,
life.
I wouldn't have slapped you.
Give them your time. From the Church of Jesus Christ.
Victory.org. VictoryForSatan.org.
And Mom had to put on the rollerblades where Dad's just walking. Lasting Marriage. We're still out. Let me watch it.
I decided a long time ago that when Walter and I had a disagreement, I'd go off and do a little knitting.
Oh, okay, that's kind of funny.
Wait, this is funny though.
Well, what does Walter do?
Oh, he just putters around in the yard.
47 years. It's got to take a lot of time and patience.
And attention to detail. Constant work, and you can't forget the big picture.
So they're saying they've stayed married by staying apart.
They hate each other.
Sweater for you.
Patience.
I just love that woman.
Use it before you lose it.
That was extremely passive aggressive.
Like doing absolutely nothing together.
The following film was produced by Brigham Young University during the 1960s for general distribution to both
For both church and non-church.
Although the general principles are valid, the presentation does not represent all church areas of emphasis.
Are you the one for me? How can I ever know? Are you the one?
Haunted.
This is a weary cult song. Weary, I meant eerie.
The 3 Ds and Dick Davis. That's actually 5 Ds. Oh my gosh, I love picking sticks with my boyfriend.
Hey, you know, I better get you back. They'll think I've abducted you.
Oh, would you?
Try me.
Oh, that's a passionate kiss for dating in the 60s.
Think we'd better get back.
Come on.
Aww.
That's so cute. They look just like you and Dad.
Look, Marilyn. 12 years they've been married and they're still on a honeymoon.
Gee, that's great. I hope I can have a marriage like that.
That's swell.
Could I see your necking license, please?
Your necking license. Oh.
Walk, bring back your appetite, Doug. Here's another sandwich.
It's called foreplay, Jim.
Oh, you can just thank me that he's alive today. You know, when he first started boarding with us 3 years ago, he was the most lean, hungry-looking student the campus had ever seen.
And then Shirley went to work on him, and like with everything.
Did people really laugh differently back then?
People didn't laugh like that.
The dinner table laugh.
Housing success.
Well, thank you.
Hey, kids, come on over here. Marshmallow time. This sounds good.
I knew that would
Hey,
work.
one for each of you. There
Look,
you
how
go.
about some for you? Thank you.
Hey, how about us?
Well, here you go.
Gee, this is fun. Thanks a lot for inviting us.
Glad you could.
Were they invited or they showed up out of the woods?
Enjoy a family life as often as possible.
You sure?
That close-up was uncomfortable.
Doug never stops talking about you two.
Well, he couldn't have a better example than Michael.
Mama, my marshmallow's on fire.
Oh, well, and I hereby present him with a marshmallow.
Mom's so wacky.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh.
That was hot.
Well, you know, I wonder why my folks never took us on picnics.
Oh, I don't know. And the way you describe them, they don't sound much like picnic people to me.
What do you mean?
Well, honey,
I did not want to see them kiss again.
conventional thing. Your folks aren't.
Doug, that isn't fair.
Look.
Were those her parents?
It's nothing against your parents. It's
What?
just that they're different.
Different from what?
No. What?
For my folks, for one thing.
They were the same age, right?
Isn't everybody?
Oh, now what do you mean?
Your father sounds like the closest thing I've ever heard of to Queen Victoria.
Come on, how did we get on this?
By your attacking my parents.
Excuse me. I meant to attack their daughter. Nah!
Oh, Dad.
I think they're newlyweds.
Oh,
she's a
the ring. Or their fiancés.
Oh, she felt that in her knees.
Not a thing.
There's a lot of kissing for a BYU video.
Oh, wonderful.
What's wonderful?
Thinking of Doug, Esther. I really think
this
is it.
You know what I think? We're gonna be late for work if you don't get a move on. Hey, as of last night, I got it all figured out.
What figured out?
My marriage, why it died.
Oh.
I'm sort of performing an autopsy in this marriage class I'm taking.
Yeah.
Well, I know now how good marriage can be, and I want to be ready for her when the chance comes again. I've been batting my brains to figure out what I did that was wrong, what he did that was wrong. But when it comes right down to it, it's this. We just should never have gotten married in the first place.
Oh?
It was no good. It was just a lousy match. Of course, we were kids then. We didn't know what marriage was all about.
What does that poster say?
At least I'm more
Smiles make sales.
That's true.
Well, weren't you in love with Bill?
Love? Sure. If you mean, did he turn me on? Wow. But let me tell you
There's somebody that turned you on.
Contrary to popular opinion, once the marriage knot is tied, making love is not your only occupation.
But could you have known all this beforehand? All these differences?
Sure, if I'd been smart. For instance, we went to visit his parents. They didn't like me, and I didn't like them.
Felt out of place, huh?
Like a pork chop in a synagogue.
Like a pork chop in a synagogue.
Each other's folks yet. So far, we're neither one too impressed.
And friends. That's another thing that bugged us. I didn't like his, and he couldn't stand mine. In fact, we never agreed on anything important. I guess the only thing we had going for us was sex. And even that can get to be pretty unsatisfying if nothing else is right.
Speak for yourself.
Just don't make the same mistake the second time.
Right. And don't you make it the first time.
Don't worry, Mama. Hey, how about this for the dance tomorrow night?
Cute.
The one for me. How can I ever know?
These are the two of the D's.
Is this the Mamas and the Papas? Oh, this is the Colt song they're singing at the beginning.
Oh, they got punch and
no, but I didn't like the way
biggest
they're all just staring at me.
piece of cake I've ever seen. Oh, it's a napkin.
It's nice. You know it's going to take some.
Look at all that blood! Oh, it's a tablecloth.
It's working in that dress shop. I see something and I just can't resist it.
Put yourself on a budget.
Budget? How boring.
Girl, you haven't said anything more true.
Girl math.
Girl math.
Hey, there's real butter in this frosting.
Margarine. No bakeries these days use butter.
Well, Doug, there are some people who take pride in their work, who like to put out a good product.
Not in the business world. You get as much as you can for the least effort.
Doug is a Ken.
What's the matter?
I'm just wondering how it would be to have a cynic for a husband.
No more challenging than to marry a Pollyanna. Someone who's naive and gullible.
But what about children, Doug? Don't they need to grow up feeling secure?
I'm confused where they are in their relationship because she has a ring, so it seems like they're engaged.
I think this is a flashback.
This is just present time.
And they're engaged.
And they're engaged. I guess. But they went home together.
I am invested though. Like I want to know where this is going.
No, I am as well.
Hey, speaking of children, I promised Shirley I'd take the kids off her hands tomorrow. She's got a club meeting. How about you and I taking them to the zoo?
Sure. I love the zoo.
Okay, so there was no resolution to that conversation.
No,
Hot dogs! Can we have one, Doug? Please, please!
Hey.
I'm starving!
We haven't eaten since the marshmallows.
Oh, come on, Doug. I'll buy the hot dogs for them.
Well, look, honey, I told Shirley I'd do what she said. Now, the kids have eaten nothing but junk all day. But the mother's going to have dinner on the table in half an hour. And, well, if they're full of hot dogs, she won't be happy.
Weren't you ever a child, Doug? What's a visit to the zoo without hot dogs?
Yeah, I'm on her side. What's her name?
Sleigh Boots Queen.
I'm gonna pout.
Now, many people could use just a little self-control.
Meaning me?
You said that. You know, you'll probably spoil your children rotten.
And why not? Children are entitled to a little spoiling. Before long, they're adults, and it's all over.
And if they're spoiled kids, they'll be spoiled adults. Well, children think...
these days.
Trauma at the zoo!
Uncle Dad, I pissed my pants.
One responsibility. Well, can't you see that?
Oh, I don't see what all this has to do with having a hot dog at the zoo. I think you're mean.
Come on.
They have some irreconcilable differences.
Did you and Shirley ever disagree on much before you got married?
Nothing important. We sort of took our time and got to know each other pretty thoroughly.
Well, there was the time I wanted to dye my hair, and Michael about had a fit.
Did you do it?
No, it was a struggle, but he finally convinced me I was gorgeous, just the way I was.
Excuse you?
She dyed it back?
I needed him to validate.
You let a man tell you you couldn't dye your hair?
He needed to validate.
It wasn't that she didn't think she was gorgeous. It's just something she wanted to do. No, this is
Doug. What's his name? Michael. Michael. Said,
no.
Don't make your husband upset.
Yeah, apparently that's the first.
If he doesn't agree, you don't do it.
Is that what you do, Mom?
I feel like you do things on purpose to make him upset.
Then with the minor things, you have to be able to give and take.
Are you and Marilyn having troubles, Doug?
Sort of. For instance...
What if we had children and didn't agree on how to raise them? He believes in spanking and I don't. They'd grow up neurotic.
Yeah, she's progressive.
You know what else?
She is very progressive.
I think we just look at life differently. He thinks I'm gullible and, well, sometimes I think he's a little bit cynical.
Marilyn, why don't you come with me tonight?
Where?
My marriage class. This is exactly what we're talking about. How to find out if you're a good match, if you're compatible. And it's informal. We all just discuss things.
Oh, I don't know. All that scientific stuff bores me. Besides, I don't want a marriage arranged by a computer.
You prefer one arranged by your glands?
If she watched the shows that we watched today.
I don't go for the cold, calculating approach either. But this time around, I'm going to be just a little more intelligent about it. You know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and I got the pounds to prove it.
Okay.
You're like, you can use a Kirby actress, you just have to make sure she knows she's it in the script.
Yes.
By the most eligible boy in the class.
Oh, she's going to the marriage class to catch a man.
Well,
smart.
That's what.
If of all words of tongue and pen, the saddest are it might have been, more sad are these we daily see, it is, but had not to be.
He's quoting poetry.
Poetry?
Shush.
People who, if they had been better matched, would have been spared a lot of grief and had much richer lives.
Story of my
Once in
life.
a while, much as you try to avoid it, mismatching will occur. Frequently the...
Oh, please tell me she falls in love with the teacher. I would.
Every marriage has both positive...
Please cheat on your fiancé with the teacher, please.
I'm learning something.
...people are, the more positive their marriage will be. Now, we've already mentioned temperament. What are some other compatibilities?
Needs. For instance, my mother needed, she really needed to belong to every social club and committee there was around.
Or thought she needed.
Oh, she didn't know what she needed.
3 women's clubs. We nearly starved that year. And she was always after Dad to try for this or that. Even wanted him to run for a county office. Drove him nuts. He couldn't have cared less about all that.
Well, another compatibility that's important is role conceptions. And believe me, on this one, I know what I'm talking about. Well, last year, I was engaged to a boy who wanted a wife to be a housekeeper, a cook, and a babysitter. He wanted to make all the decisions, and I was supposed to wait on him hand and foot. Before long, I realized that this setup wasn't for me.
But would this boy be a good mate for another girl?
Well, sure. He'd be okay for a girl who wanted to settle for that.
Now, that's an important point. Someone who isn't the best match for you might be quite compatible with the next person.
Like my folks, for example. They could never agree on how to spend money. Mom would have bought books all the time.
Books and paints.
And?
And if he could have, Dad would have had a dozen sports cars.
Money. That's a tough one.
Gosh, with all these things to worry about, it's a wonder anybody's married.
They have so much fun in this marriage.
Okay, let's debrief.
Debrief is that wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. I thought
No,
it was
I
gonna
didn't
be
know.
worse
I'm
and
sitting in
funnier.
properly. Yeah, I feel enlightened and also dumber.
Yeah.
Just generally speaking.
I feel like the church's stance is slightly different, / I have heard apostles such as Dallin H. Oaks talk about how people need to get married as soon as possible, as long as you both love God and you're spiritually compatible. I feel like that's what they care about the most than any other compatibility. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I disagree. If that's what you feel that they've said, I disagree with that view.
Want you to be compatible, but there's no stance on women working or not working. In my word, the primary president, the women's president, or the state president all work.
Yeah.
When did they decide to stop following?
And I feel like a hypocrite because I, of course, have always been a stay-at-home mom, but that was my choice.
You're not a hypocrite. Feminism means choosing to do whatever you want to do.
I'm just mom.
You're not just
It's
mom.
a common misconception that I am.
That I am fun. That I'm funny. I'm just mom.
I'm just mom.
Yeah, very progressive. Loved Marilyn.
Loved Esther. Her
Esther.
friend.
I mean, the acting wasn't always like the best. Doug, what do you think about kids?
Ask us back.
You're watching Disney Channel.
If you liked this, subscribe down
I
below.
can't control them.
I'm Linda.
I'm Cassidy.
I am embarrassed.
I'm bad.
Let us know if you guys like this video. If you didn't like this video, please let us know. Please directly DM message my mom or Cassidy.
I'm nowhere on
detailed.
YouTube. You can't find
At
me.
Sid Vance.
Detailed
You
opinions.
can't find me.
Of what you thought.
Yeah, you can leave my Insta.
I have a different Instagram account for each of my personalities.
Yes.
So if you find any of
Cassie has
them,
5 personalities.
please follow me.
And Insta for
I
each.
make collage art, and that has 12
She has,
followers
like-
organically.
You
I
guys see
just noticed the earrings you're wearing.
What do they say? Say it. I'll pay
I'm
you
not
$5.
saying it. I'm a seminary teacher.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Santa, Facebook Marketplace, vintage Eddie Bauer thrifted workout shirt that I now wear every day. I made the necklace.
Cookie, cookie, cookie dough. Cookie, cookie, cookie dough. Cookie.
Sorry.